members of the ownership group of the Knoxville Ice Bears. Beginning in the 1960s, when hockey first arrived in Knoxville, there have been many great professionals skating the ice at the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. However, one player dominates the record books, not only for professional hockey in Knoxville, but the record book of this entire league. This evening, for the first time, the name and number of a professional hockey player is elevated to the rafters of the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. The number is 12, the name Kevin Swider. This time we welcome to center ice, along with his family, Kevin Swider. His father, Juan. His mother, Marge. His brothers, Corey and Kyle. His wife, Angela. And his children, Avery and Brendan. Kevin Swider arrived in Knoxville in 2002 after a 4-year career at Ferris State and a season in the United Hockey League. The first season in Knoxville was a sign of things to come, as he had 40 goals and 40 assists for the ACHL Knoxville Ice Bears. Following a season in the ECHL and WHA2, Swider returned to the Ice Bears in 2004, the first year of the SPHL, and began one of the most impressive displays of offensive consistency ever seen at professional hockey's levels. Beginning with the 04-05 season, Swider led the SPHL in scoring 6 consecutive times, making him one of only 2 players in professional hockey at any level to lead his league in scoring on 6 consecutive occasions, the other being Wayne Gretzky. During those years, he led Knoxville to 4 regular season championships and 3 SPHL playoff championships. He also wrote his name at the top of the SPHL record books. He holds 13 individual SPHL scoring records. He is second in 4 categories, and it should be noted that in 9 different single-season record categories, he not only holds the record, but he also accounts for second place, and in some cases, 3rd and 4th for the best seasons in SPHL history. Stories of Kevin Swider sound like they were made up while sitting in the warming house next to the local rink. He's the only player in SPHL history to play in a 4-0 shutout, where he scored all 4 goals. There's the night in Richmond, where Kevin and his 2 line mates, Tim Vitek and Mike Harder, accounted for 17 points and skated at a +18 in less than 31 minutes of hockey. There's a weekend at the end of the 2010 season, where he seized his 6th scoring title by scoring 7 points in 1 game and then backed it up with 5 on the next night, giving him the highest scoring week in the history of the SPHL in only 2 games. And the night that Knoxville trailed by 3 going into the 3rd period, and he casually mentioned to a teammate that if everybody could get 1, he thinks he could get the other 3. He did, and as usually happened, Knoxville won. The statistics and the stories are endless, but there's more to Kevin Swider than simply the points. Kevin Swider played both ends of the ice and was one of the most overlooked defensive players in the league. From the time he became a professional in 2001, he never finished the season with a ±+ rating. And his name is part of 4 SPHL team records to go along with his personal glory. Following his retirement at the end of the 09-10 season, Kevin Swider decided to return to the Knoxville Ice Bears for 1 final season and once again led the league in scoring for a 7th time. He could have done more. Kevin Swider once tipped in a goal on a shot from the point. The defenseman who took the shot, thinking he had just scored his first career goal, celebrated. Kevin Swider picked up the puck and he gave the rookie his prize, refusing to have the scoring changed. In the playoffs, Kevin was the man that every SPHL team had to stop, but he holds 7 SPHL playoff scoring records, and he has the 2nd spot in 4 of those as well. He was the SPHL Player of the Week 9 times. He was the SPHL Player of the Month 3 times. He was an SPHL All-Star 7 times, all 7 times being named to the first team. Among active SPHL forwards, the forward with the most career points will break Kevin Swider's scoring record if he continues at his current pace and misses no games sometime in March of 2028. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the SPHL's all-time leading scorer and Knoxville Ice Bear, Kevin Swider.
Well, if that doesn't make you feel good about yourself and get you a big head, thank you, Mark. I know you're the stats man. I only can imagine what you're going to come up with. I appreciate all the kind words. You were here for every season I played, and it was an honor to ride the bus with you and listen to you, and just have you be a part of our organization. So thank you. We did have, for those who were at the Legends game, I think I was part of the worst loss ever. I was just had earlier. Canada was a little stacked, but that's all right. We'll move on from that and get them next year. First thing I'd like to share that speaks volumes when you play a team sport. There's not one of us that is greater than all of us. Again, there's not one of us that is greater than all of us, and I believe this really holds true, especially in hockey. In my career here in Knoxville, I've been motivated by our team's success. So as you can see, the 7 league and playoff championships up there, they're not just a reflection of one player, one coach, one GM, or one fan. They're a reminder of what we have all collectively built into one of the best organizations in all of minor league hockey. The success and branding of this organization did not happen overnight. We came to work, play, and support this team just on a chance 12 years ago. And through hard work, failure, success, and the occasional broken down Zambonis, we are a stronger hockey family than ever before. So when we look back at our favorite Ice Bear memories, they may be a little different as a fan to a player. But if you take a step back, they're actually all the same. My favorite on-ice memories are the playoff runs we've had. And over the years, being able to win not one, but 2 of our 3 championships on home ice, that's what I take with me every day when I look at those banners and look at my teammates. And so that's definitely my favorite memory, just being a part of this organization. So some of you remember the brawl that happened a few years back against Fayetteville. I wasn't part of that. That was definitely a game for the ages. But that actually reminds me that I need to make an apology to Rob Sitch. I'm sorry, Rob, for not letting you have just one. We're very, very greedy here in Knoxville. My one request every year is to play with the same line mate throughout the year, so we can build some chemistry, on and off the ice, develop our own unique connection. So I'd like to acknowledge a few people here. KJ Voorhees, that was an amazing shot. Moving on. She'll get her turn. Tim Vitek in his quietly well-rounded game. Then my last year was Emery Olsen, who also had an amazing shot to go along with his amazing strength on the puck. Other players that have been part of my time here from the beginning include Cragen, Ronayne, Twin Towers, Menzel and Searle, Dunny, Louie, Manny, well, maybe not so much Manny. And of course, all the players that have come through the doors and became a Knoxville Ice Bear. I cherish you all. A special thanks to those that are in attendance tonight. Some of the players that participated in Legends game tonight did not even play for the Ice Bears, but they're equally as important, as they help build the foundation of hockey in Knoxville, whether they played for the Speed, Cherokees, or Knights. A big thank you to those guys. Wow, this feels way better. Okay. Thank you especially to the ownership, Ice Bears ownership and staff. John Axford's legacy, as you can see up there by his banner. John Langley, Doug Yoakley, Robert and Kendra Dyer, Mike Murray, and Dave Feather. To me, you guys are our Knoxville Ice Bears hockey. A special thanks to those who contributed to our locker room project that I just had a little envision. 60 years in the same locker room was getting a little old, and with the help of you guys, we got to transform our locker room to a nice professional looking locker room, and for guys for now and in the future get to enjoy. So thank you guys. I also have a ton of Michiganders down here, braving the snow. 8-hour drive turned into 13, 14 hours. Family and friends who made the trek to speak to, as well as a lot of close friends that we have down here in Knoxville. It means a lot to have your support. My parents, who are next to me, put me in hockey at a very young age, and that's all I really ever know until a year and a half ago. And I'm forever grateful that they provided the support for me and my brothers, who are also there next to them, and the countless hours that they provided for us growing up. I wear the number 12 because my older brother had it when I was a young little mite, and I stuck with it, and I wore it to this day and was fortunate to get it everywhere I played. So thank you to you. And Kyle, younger brother, 11 years younger, our little shooter tutor. Thank you for fielding those shots when you're 3 years old. And like I said, a million thanks to my parents and brothers. Thank you. I don't think I've ever talked this long in front of this many people, but here we go. To my wife of 10 years, to my left, who's always been by my side throughout this journey. I don't think I could have done it without you, and I think you know that. I think you've probably told people that. You have been unbelievably supportive, letting me fulfill my dreams that have allowed me to achieve this honor. You've also given me our 2 beautiful daughters, one that's weighing down my arm, and this is Avery, and she's 4 years old, and Brinley, who's 1 year old, and her bedtime was a half hour ago. I can never thank you guys enough, and I think you know that, so love you all. Finally, a big thanks to the fans of the Knoxville Ice Bears, including the Booster Club members and all fans of hockey. It is truly a special game. Thank you very much.
In addition to the many joys that Kevin brought the fans of Knoxville, his impact was felt off the ice as well. During 8 seasons in which he donned the Ice Bears sweater, he made hundreds of appearances off the ice. Promotional appearances, charity appearances, appearances at Children's Hospital, and those leave a legacy to people who did not ever see him play a game of hockey. And ironically, it may be those people who most notice our next honor. Ladies and gentlemen, the city of Knoxville has declared that the segment of highway that passes in front of the Coliseum from this point forward will now be known as Kevin Swider Lane. At this time, we also direct your attention to our left. In addition to setting SPHL records, which will never be broken, Kevin Swider, number 12, will never be worn by another hockey player in Knoxville. Ladies and gentlemen, join Kevin and his family as number 12 is elevated to the rafters in the Knoxville Civic Coliseum. At this time, we ask that a representative of each team please approach the carpet near center ice for tonight's ceremonial puck drop. Tonight's ceremonial puck dropper will be Avery Swider. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will conclude with something that Kevin has heard more than 200 times in front of the best hockey fans in the South. On your feet, Ice Bears fans, let's play